Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey,
Hello.
and the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
What up, Dale?
And I am Scribe Light, your Lord of Punishment. Hello, chat. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good week so far, and a good Tuesday in particular. How are you guys doing? How are you, Satsu?
I'm good. I'm just tired.
Yeah, I got that. How about you, Monkey? Are you also tired?
Mm, Only because I just woke up. I mean,
Okay.
I don't feel like all worn out or anything. It's just my body going, all right, time to get up.
Well, I am energized thanks to the refreshing taste of Dr. Pepper. Mmm. Dr. Pepper.
Nasty.
Kami. Anyway, hello everyone. We have a really exciting show tonight. Oh my
Super
god.
exciting.
Oh my god, so much stuff happened today. I mean, so many things of like famous people and things, good and bad, and like every other day. Yeah, no, I got nothing. Sorry, but we'll go through it anyway. So yeah, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button if you have not already, and many of you have not. Maybe we can get to 100 likes before we get to the bottom of the first hour. Maybe. I guess we'll find out. Make me a believer, chat, and share our stuff. Please share our stuff. If YouTube Rewind told us nothing, it really doesn't matter if you've actually posted videos in the last 9 months. YouTube doesn't give a shit.
Indeed.
They'll promote people that aren't actually doing anything as actively as some of your smaller creators. So by all means, help us out. Help everybody out who you like, and not just us, but any creator you like who's not a PewDiePie, even a PewDiePie, for God's sakes. Poor PewDiePie. Having a fight with that media company. How many? What's he got now? Like 79 million subscribers or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So poor PewDiePie. Well, aside from all of that stuff, how was fighting zombies last night?
Good. A lot of fun. Went very well.
Yes, we were victorious.
Yes. You think we're ever going to play 76 together again?
I doubt it.
Yeah, because with as many updates that are gigabytes wide that they keep putting out, I don't know if Monkey will ever be able to catch up. And I was saying earlier today that I only, it's kind of weird. I only just realized, hey, I don't have the Bethesda launcher installed on this new computer of mine, and it didn't even occur to me to rush to do it because I'm so not enthused about 76. And it's like this is the first, like I said before, this is the first time I've ever pre-ordered AAA, and I can't even remember. I don't even know if I ever have. I spent decent money on that game, and I just whole other conversation. Thank you, Circus Zero. A throwback, gum money. Oh yeah, gum money. I think it was from that phrase I use from time to time where I say, "Oh, you can buy that stick of gum you always wanted." It's sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Being dismissive of certain amounts of money or something, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, anything else to talk about or plug, or any pumpkin or grand monkey stories before we get into the schnuzz?
No, I got nothing, man.
Nope.
All right. Any squishy stories before we get into the schnuzz?
No.
I don't think squishy stories are safe for prime time.
Yeah. Chat, this is why I appreciate all of our independent reporters out there sending us interesting things going on in the world. Because these two guys, they got nothing.
Not today, I don't.
Not today.
Dude, if we were a show that went like 2 times a week, we'd have stuff all the time. But since we're like every day, it's like my life ain't that interesting. I promise.
So we have a birthday.
Oh shit!
I think somebody in the chat thought I wasn't paying attention, but I was trying to get all of the intro stuff out of the way first. We have a birthday. It's Grizzly.
Oh, Grizzly, yeah. I sang to Grizzly this morning and told him to stop by here, and we would sing to him.
Whoa, wait.
Yeah.
Grizzly's double dipping?
Yes.
Is that allowed?
Sure, why not?
I didn't know if we had established a rule or not.
No, we've done this several times. You just don't know it.
I suppose that's true. All right, well then.
Grizzly, are you out there? I see you're out there. Are you listening? I hope so, because this one is for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
Rawr.
Happy birthday to you.
More enthusiastic rawr.
Happy birthday, dear Grizzly.
Even more enthusiastic than that one.
Happy birthday to you. Grizzly, I hope you had a great birthday.
Happy birthday. Thank you, Diesel Dave. Go check out at Jay Brown's stream he did tonight. All right. There you are, everyone. Is that his channel name? Just Jay Brown? I don't know. Jay Brown, if you're here, or if someone else in the chat wants to tweet out a link to that stream, then tag me or MSS News in it. I will retweet it. Mashizu, Scribe Light channeling Gizmo. Yes. Sure, why not? I can't do it on command. I'll try the little song he sings. You know, a little bit, but can't. Anyway, speaking of Gizmo, no, wait, that's not right. You want to talk about the Chinese CFO?
Sure, that's the one we talked about the other day, right?
Yes. So the Huawei, is that how you say it? Huawei CFO facing extradition to U.S. is granted bail. The chief financial officer of Chinese tech giant Huawei has been granted a $10 million bail, a judge in Canada ruled Tuesday. Meng Wanzhou, or Zhao, faces extradition to the United States, which has accused her of helping Huawei dodge sanctions on Iran. She was arrested December 1st in Canada during a layover at Vancouver International Airport. As a condition of her release, Meng has agreed to surrender her passports and live in one of her homes in Vancouver. Poor thing. She will also pay for a 24/7 security detail. Wait, whoever wrote this, it's 24/7, not 24-7, because that like 20 that indicates like a range. That's not a range. That's anyway. My bad. And wear a GPS ankle bracelet. Tuesday's decision came 3 days into a hearing for Meng, who is a prominent executive at one of the world's biggest makers of smartphones and networking equipment. Meng's attorney, David Martin, argued that she should be released on bail while she waits for an extradition hearing because of health concerns. Meng has severe hypertension, for which she was hospitalized after her arrest. Thank you, Three-Sided Coin. Oh, yeah, she's gone so fast. She's gone so fast? Oh, you mean when she gets out? I don't know.
No.
You think she's going to skip the country?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Think so? All right. I guess we'll find out. At issue in court was whether Meng posed a flight risk. How convenient. Martin said she did not, since her ties to Vancouver go back 15 years, and she has 2 homes in the area.
That's going to stop her from...
That means nothing. I mean, how many homes does she have around the world? I mean, how many homes does she have in China? Tell me that. Leaving Canada would also embarrass her personally and would humiliate her father, Huawei, and China itself, Martin said. Yeah, but didn't her father basically disown her as being worthy of leadership in the company?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I read that in one of the other stories that he said his children would not inherit the company because he did not believe in their abilities or something, or their ambition.
Yeah, they weren't ambitious enough.
Let's see. On Tuesday, Meng's legal team proposed that the terms of her release could include financial pledges from people in Canada who know her, such as a realtor and insurance agent. Together, they pledged more than $3 million in home equity and cash, which they'd owe if Meng flees. And she couldn't just pay them back because they're zillionaires.
Uh-huh.
Her husband also offered to put up the couple's 2 houses in Vancouver. Well,
The ties that she has there?
the ties that she has to Vancouver.
Oh, that's convenient.
The judge agreed to those terms. Of Meng's $10 million bail, $3 million of that is pledged by her sureties. The other $7 million is a cash deposit from Meng. Okay, if you can cash deposit $7 million, you're not going to be too hung up about just dropping 2 homes and wandering off. But I guess we'll find out. Tuesday's decision could help ease tensions between Washington and Beijing as the 2 sides try to negotiate an end to their bruising trade war. Her arrest has been met with consternation from Chinese officials. The Chinese Foreign Ministry said over the weekend that it had summoned both U.S. Ambassador to China Terry Branstad and Canadian Ambassador to China John McCallum to address Meng's detention, which it describes as, quote, lawless, reasonless, and ruthless, unquote.
And it would disgrace her to go back to China?
Yes.
Huh.
And it would disgrace her family and her father and the company, I guess. President Donald Trump said in an interview with Reuters on Tuesday that he would intervene in the Meng case if he thought it was, quote, good for the country, unquote. Oh, that's good to know. The rich get out of everything. Quote, if I think it's good for what will be certainly the largest trade deal ever made, which is a very important thing, what's good for national security, I would certainly intervene if I thought it was necessary, Trump told Reuters. You know, some people just individually have way too much power in the world. You know?
So she's getting let out on bail because being in jail might be bad for her.
Her hypertension, yeah. And she can pay $7 million in cash.
What happens if she gets convicted?
I don't know. I don't even know what exactly she's being charged with or what the penalty is for, I mean, like helping violate sanctions with Iran. But all I know is that that information sort of come sideways. It hasn't come from officials. They've kept it all like under wraps so far as I know. So I don't even know what she's facing.
I would imagine it would include some jail time if they lock her up waiting trial. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, if it's obviously a criminal case, they're not going to just, if it was a fine situation, they'd be dealing with this between lawyers.
Right.
So yeah, there's got to be some, the threat of detention is there, whether or not it actually happens and she ends up with like probation or something, or a fine plus probation, who knows? But yeah, so
I'm sorry. I've heard this kind of thing before, and not even at the preliminary stage like this. Actual people in prison, like, well, being in there is bad. It's not good for my health. Like,
yeah,
not my problem.
It's prison. Well, I guess. Well, like everybody else, most people have the opportunity to, if they can pay a bond and they're not. But the whole flight risk thing, it's like she's got multiple passports, homes around the world. She can drop $7 million in cash at a tip of the hat. I don't know. Is she a flight risk? Maybe just a smidge.
But Scribe, she's tied to Canada with her 2 homes there that she's putting up in case she leaves.
I wonder if China would turn her away if she showed up without her passport.
Probably not.
Yeah. If she gets on a private plane and just flies to China, I wonder if China would like say, nope, you got to go back. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Disappear into a sea of red China.
Ooh. Parting the Red Sea of China?
There you go.
All right. Well, there was that. There was also a public fight in the Oval Office this afternoon.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, man. Well, not like a fist fight, but what basically it amounted to an argument. A little bit of a tantrum, depending on who you're talking about. Reporter says Trump, quote, stormed out, unquote, of Oval Office after Pelosi and Schumer meeting. And now I get all these ads that I have to close because I don't want to pay for your stuff. Los Angeles Times White House correspondent Eli Stokols I'm saying, or Stoklos? I don't know how to say it. Reported Tuesday that President Trump, quote, stormed out, unquote, of the Oval Office after his contentious meeting with Democratic leaders and threw a folder full of papers out of frustration. Quote, he stormed out of the Oval, walked into an anteroom just off the Oval Office, and had in his hand a folder of briefing papers. And he just scattered them out in frustration, threw them across the room, Stokel said on MSNBC's Hardball, citing his own reporting with White House officials. Trump met Tuesday with House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi and Senate Democrat leader Charles Schumer inside the Oval Office, where they clashed in front of cameras over terms of a government funding bill. The meeting quickly generated headlines after Trump pledged to shut down the government if he couldn't get funding for a wall along the southern border. He also said he would take the blame for that shutdown if it occurs. Quote, I am proud to shut down the government for border security, Chuck, Trump told Schumer. I will take the mantle. I will be the one to shut it down. I'm not going to blame you for it, unquote. Stokels, the Los Angeles Times reporter, also said Tuesday on Hardball that Trump was frustrated with Schumer following the meeting. Quote, his old New York sparring buddy, he felt, got the better of him, Stokels said. So I watched you can watch the video of this is much more interesting to watch because it's just these three, well, like I should say, two professional politicians, Mike Pence sort of sitting there without anything to do or say, Donald Trump in between them. And they're at one point, I think one of them says, maybe we should talk about this in private. And Trump's just like, no. And he's like, keeps going and yelling and everything else. It's amazing, really. It's something like, it almost feels like Question Time with the British Parliament because it was just so unfiltered and real for a moment. It didn't feel like something that was scripted. They weren't reading off of a podium kind of deal.
I actually kind of like the idea of them being public, but here's my problem. Nancy and Chuck have no power yet. They don't. Congress is still in session for a couple more days, isn't it?
I believe so, yes. I don't think they wrap up until end of this week, maybe something like that.
Trump, why aren't you shouting at Ryan right now?
Real quick, thank you, Diesel Dave. Check your twatter, please. I have, and I have retweeted. So thank you, Diesel Dave. Well, I mean, I guess it's because it's kind of a lame duck situation. He's going to have to be dealing with these guys in about, a month anyway. So I guess get it out of the way. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but if at that point it becomes a fight very much like Obamacare. The Democrats will be having to try to overturn it rather than Trump trying to get it passed. It's.
You think Paul Ryan would go along with that at this stage of the game?
Nope, but he should.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I mean, he won't. So there's no point in doing it. It's a waste of time.
But it's no more waste of a time than trying to talk to Pelosi about this.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Democrats are not going to give him a border wall. They're not. For two reasons. One, they really don't like the idea. And two, it gives Trump a huge fucking win. They're not going to do it. This was dumb, Trump. This was a bad idea.
Well, I at this point, I can't tell what would be a good idea coming out of our president from time to time.
The border wall is a good idea, and he should have been pushing it for the last 2 fucking years when he had control of the fucking government.
He had been, though, hadn't he? I mean, I heard about it all the time. Or is it just rhetoric? I don't know what was going on behind the scenes half the time, but he was always talking about it and always pushing people to do it.
I don't remember him publicly coming out and saying, look, you guys need to get this done, maybe once or twice in the last 2 years. And this was his signature platform. For all the things we've talked about, look, Trump has gotten a lot done. He has. But his signature thing on the campaign trail was the wall.
Yeah, but it's become such a contentious issue. I don't even think that if he'd come out and just said it, I don't know if he would have been able to twist enough elbows to get it done even with his own party in power in the House. Because Paul Ryan was not a fan of his. And everybody was trying to run away from being too closely associated with him on the lead up to the midterms. So I don't even know if he'd actually applied any pressure, he would have been able to get it done.
I think that's where you take your shot, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt, but and for all we know, it just wasn't working. So I don't know.
Nuts asked if we think he'll be reelected without the wall. I don't know. Not with the way this has turned out. No, I think he just screwed himself on that.
Yeah, it depends on who's running against him and what the tactic they take. If they try to fight Trump on his own territory, he's got a better than odd chance of being reelected, I think. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's see. We're almost to the bottom of the hour, guys, and we're only at about 70 likes. 162 people watching. Can we get to 100 before we get to the bottom of the half hour? As my voice goes up in octaves. Let's see. Oh, how about Stormy? You like Stormy, Monkey?
No.
Oh, do you like legal fees, Satsu?
Why'd you ask me specifically?
I'm trying to divvy up the two big things about this story into, I'm sharing it between. I'll give you something more interesting in the next story. How's that?
All right.
But anyway, judge orders Stormy Daniels to pay nearly $300,000 in legal fees to Trump's attorneys in defamation case.
Huh.
A federal judge in California has ordered Stormy Daniels to pay $293,052.33 in attorney's fees, costs, and sanctions to the lawyers representing President Donald Trump in the defamation suit Daniels and her attorney Michael Avenatti brought against Trump earlier this year. Trump's attorney Charles Harder, does he try any harder, had asked for a total of nearly $780,000 from the adult films actress. How about just adult film actress? $389,000 in attorney's fees and another $389,000 in sanctions. In a statement, Harder called the ruling, quote, a total victory for the president, unquote. Quote, the court's order, along with the court's prior order dismissing Stormy Daniels' defamation case against the president, together constitute a total victory for the president and a total defeat for Stormy Daniels in this case, Harder said. Excuse me. The defamation suit, separate from the original lawsuit about the non-disclosure agreement Daniels signed with former Trump attorney Michael Cohen that's now at the center of a federal criminal case against Cohen, was brought earlier this year after Trump called an allegation by Daniels that an unknown man threatened her in a parking lot to keep her quiet about her alleged affair with Trump a total con job in a tweet. Daniels, whose real name is Stephanie Clifford, said she and Trump had an affair in 2006 after he married First Lady Melania Trump and she gave birth to their son, Barron. Trump has denied having an affair with Daniels, but was still paying her money for some reason. Avenatti argued that Trump's tweet posted April 18th, quote, attacks the veracity of her account, unquote, of the incident, and Trump's statement was, quote, false and defamatory, and that the tweet was defamation because it charged her with committing a serious crime, unquote. Federal District Judge S. James Otero wrote in his opinion dismissing the lawsuit in October. Otero said that argument didn't hold water. Well, neither does Michael Avenatti, if water is like money. So, but yeah,
I think that motherfucker got a leak, man.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she'll ever pay a dime.
Yeah, she'll have to.
I think they'll garnish her GoFundMe.
Yeah. If she doesn't, yeah, she'll end up in court again. This was a loss. Just take the loss. Take the L. Remember, because Avenatti says eventually they're going to win more money than that anyway.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, all his millions and millions.
Yeah, he said they're going to appeal, but he's not going to win.
No.
They failed on collusion and Stormy Daniels.
So far, yeah.
He doesn't even represent her anymore, according to her. I mean, there's a question as to whether or not he's actually speaking for her when he does anything. So.
No. They didn't you hear they worked out their differences.
Did they kiss and make up?
They did.
Blech.
When he issued that paper explaining where all the money went.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'd kissed and made up. There was no word on that whole I didn't want him to do that thing.
Okay.
I didn't want him to bring that case. That just kind of disappeared.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Weird how that worked.
yeah. All right. So next story. All right, Satsu. All right. So, hey, monkey, do you like frats?
I've never been in one.
Okay. Hey, Satsu, do you like sexual assault?
Oh my fucking god!
Sorry. Oh, that was too bad. Okay.
Offended.
Thank you, Sanguine. The problem is Avenatti didn't have experience beating men. Oh, that's dark. Ex-Baylor frat president indicted on 4 counts of sexual assault, but won't go to prison. Even though Jacob Walter Anderson was indicted on 4 counts of sexual assault, the ex-fraternity president won't spend a single day in prison. Instead, a plea agreement allowed the former Baylor University student to plead no contest to a lesser charge of unlawful restraint. That means if the 24-year-old successfully completes 3 years of deferred probation and pays a $400 fine, his criminal record will be wiped clean of the charge. Anderson will have to complete alcohol, drug, and psychological treatment plans, but he won't have to register as a sex offender in Texas. The plea agreement between Anderson's defense team and the district attorney's office in McLennan County infuriated the victim. Quote, "I have been through hell and back, and my life has been forever turned upside down," the victim wrote in a letter to her attorney. "This guy violently raped me multiple times, choked me, and when I blacked out, he dumped me face down on the ground and left me to die. When I woke up aspirating up my own vomit, my friends immediately took me to the hospital." The victim's attorney, Vic Fiesel, was also livid. Quote, "In my 40 years of practicing law, I've never seen a sweetheart deal like this," Fiesel said. Fiesel, a former McLennan County district attorney, said he can't understand why a prosecutor would allow such a shocking plea deal. But Assistant District Attorney Hillary Laborde said she had good reason to recommend probation instead of a jury trial. Let's see. What started as a fraternity party in February 2016 quickly devolved into a nightmare, the victim said. The woman said she had put down her drink for a few minutes to dance. After picking up her drink again and taking a few sips, quote, "I felt immediately intoxicated and more so than that, sedated," she said in a statement. Quote, "Everything was out of focus and I felt no control over my body. Through this, I noticed Jacob Anderson out of the corner of my eye throughout the whole party, following me, behind me, but didn't pay attention because I was aware he had a girlfriend," the victim said. Okay. "But Anderson was persistent," she said, and told her to follow him outside. After that, quote, "Jacob pulled down his pants and shoved his penis in my mouth and down my throat, keeping it there even when I gagged multiple times." In her victim impact statement, the woman said Anderson, quote, "repeatedly raped me. Quote, when he forcefully picked me up and shoved me into a wall to rape me vaginally from behind, he calmly and coldly said, 'It's fine, you're fine.' When I tried to pull up my pants or sit, he shoved me to the ground and shoved his penis back down my throat and continued to choke me." You can imagine the rest of it, whatever.
Sure.
Moving on. Where was it? Let's see. In a letter to the victim and her attorney, Laborde apologized for not letting them know that a plea deal was in the works before it was reported in the local newspaper. But she said she had good reasons for the plea bargain. Quote, "I've accepted an offer on Jacob Anderson. It's for probation on the charge of felony unlawful restraint, not sexual assault. Therefore, he will not have to register as a sex offender. I realize this is not the outcome we had hoped for or that I had originally offered, but I tried a very similar case to this one last month and lost. In that case," Laborde wrote, "she thought the jury was, quote, looking for any excuse not to find an innocent-looking young defendant guilty. They engaged in a lot of victim blaming, and the behavior of that victim and this victim is very similar. It's my opinion that our jurors aren't ready to blame rapists and not victims when there isn't concrete proof of more than one victim," unquote. In the victim's letter to her attorney, she said the prosecutor's explanation was terrible. I'm scrolling down a bit. I read some of this earlier, or maybe I read a different story on the same deal. It came down to the fact that there was no physical evidence that proved that she was raped.
Right.
And there was nothing that conclusively said that any sexual assault actually took place, except her word. but there was evidence, I guess, that she was there at the party or something. So I don't know. So it's one of those horrible situations where it's he said, she said. He might be a monster and she's a victim, or she's lying and he's innocent, or it's somewhere in between and we don't know and we won't know. So what do you do in that situation? I guess this district attorney decided to throw in the towel.
But
Well, I mean, didn't she say she had a similar case the last time and lost?
Well, yeah, but I mean, so if is that fair to a potential victim of a crime? Just because it's like, well, I had a similar case last week that I didn't do so well at, so I'm going to give this guy an off.
No, I mean, the bottom line is if the previous case was the same, there was no physical evidence to prove that it was definitively true. I mean, I don't know. Is that fair to the dude?
well, here's the thing. If you're let's say this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically, this did happen. If you're the victim, would you rather go to trial and lose, see him get off that way, or be punished but not really?
Yeah, I
mean,
know,
this
right?
is to the point. I mean, he's not even going to have a criminal record out of it.
Yeah, $400 fine, and he loses some convenient time and having to go to therapy or whatever, etc. I mean, it's 6 of one thing, half a dozen of the other. In
Diesel Dave says, I mean, he took the deal. Look, even if I was innocent in that case, I'd take that deal.
Yeah, well, under those circumstances and in the culture of today, yeah, if I was innocent, I might, I don't know, on principle, I might say I'm not going to confess to something I didn't do.
Well, he didn't confess. He put no contest.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the alternative is you could go to trial and you could end up in prison for a rape you didn't commit. So, I mean, the whole way this is set up is fucked up for everyone, no matter. Yeah, no, that is no, go to trial, cunt. I'm sorry.
Credit to her. The alleged victim. I don't have any other way to put it technically, but credit to her that she didn't go to the college. She went to the cops.
Yes,
after this happened, she went to the cops. So, but even that, apparently, whatever investigation they did, there wasn't enough physical evidence or witness testimony to back up her story versus his.
Also,
go ahead.
Oh, well, I was about to say, also, this is another one of those examples that people are going to bring up where they're going to be like, see, this is why people don't go to the cops, because they have to actually follow the law.
Well, that's what the victim said afterwards. She says, such an outcome like this is just the reason why women don't report.
Yeah, because they have to actually follow the law and find real evidence. And if they don't find real, actual evidence, then they can't do anything about it. So,
and that's how our legal system works. But now, how soon did it say how soon after it happened that she went to the police?
Not in that story. It happened in 2016. So far as I read elsewhere, she went to the cops within, I don't know, a day or two or a week of it happening. I forget exactly. Sorry to close the story.
Because here's another thing. Oh, that's fine. It does matter how quick you go. I mean, if she was drugged, they should be able to test her blood.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing too, is if she was but anyway, regardless, I mean, obviously they didn't have that kind of evidence, or else they'd probably have a better case. So,
well, see, my point there is, I mean, you can't blame the police if you didn't go immediately.
No, you can't blame the police, but I didn't hear anything in here about like she went to campus authorities.
Sure, no
complaint. So
I give you that. I'm just her statement that this is why people don't go to the police. Well, go to the police immediately. That is your best chance. That's when they can do the rape kit. That's when they can do blood tests. That's when they can see, was your drink spiked? Were you at least under the influence as you claim you were? Yeah. That stuff is important. And oh God, I'm sorry.
No, that
deal is fucking retarded.
Yeah, I hate cases like this because there's no. You don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying, or how much of the truth and whatever, because it's just he said, she said. So, I'm not taking anybody's side because I don't even know what the fuck happened. Neither does the prosecutor, apparently, because they were like, I can't prosecute this case, but this is the best I'm going to do, short of taking it to trial, which I know I will lose, which is why I'm not going to take it to trial. I'm just going to offer a deal that effectively is the lightest slap on the wrist if this guy actually did what she says he did. But I don't know. It's one of those, frustrating. System of justice comes down to one witness versus one accused, and you've got nothing else. What do you do?
Well, it's crazy too because it's like the middle ground, because regardless, his name is still out there as a possible rapist. Yeah. And there's a minor inconvenience that he has going on or whatever, and she, I don't know, that's weird.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, if he had a more unique name, Jacob Anderson, nobody's gonna have a clue. 3 years from now and 17 news cycles away, it's not gonna matter. He basically just got off. I mean, again, granted, he actually did something, which we don't know if he did. He just got off scot-free, effectively. So, Anyway, there's that. I'm going to skip that one because we're at the bottom of the hour, and we're still not at 100 likes. We're 6 away. 6. 6 is the magic number. Now on to MSS. Unless you guys have any stories, I'll go on to MSS News.
No, I don't.
Yeah, we can go ahead.
Okay. Well, guys, if you have news stories you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but that's because there's zero gravity on the moon. You like
that's
that?
a good reason.
You like that one? Yeah. I came up with that one just out of nowhere because I'm creative like that. I have to justify my English major somehow. Let's see. This one comes from Three-Sided Coin. We're at 105 likes. Yay! I missed a super chat, did I? I'm sorry.
I didn't see that.
Oh, Diesel Dave. I mean, he took the deal. Well,
you did read that.
I read that.
Oh, Monkey read that. Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, like we said, why
I did
wouldn't
say thank you?
Yeah. I just let it pass. Sorry about that, Diesel Dave.
I thought somebody read.
Yeah, I mean, given the situation, he's either facing some ungodly number of years in jail if he's convicted, or he gets this slap on the wrist. And if he pled no contest, he's not pleading guilty. He's just basically saying, I don't think I could win at trial. Which it's weird because it's like the prosecutor doesn't think they could win a trial. He doesn't think they could win a trial. So in between, anyway. We talked about. Oh wait, Johnny Hellcat Super. Johnny, where was that? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh God, why didn't that stick up there? I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. Johnny Hellcat. Hey Satsu, do you like sexual assault and legal fees? Kind of stacking the deck there, Scribe. That's the joke. Just to let you know.
Lol.
That's the joke. All right. I apologize. That just went whoop by because the chat went by, and I'm sure the notification was what was up there. Did they shorten the timer on $5 donations before it disappears up at the top?
No.
I don't think so. No.
Anyway, I'm just not paying attention because I got stories open. Sorry, guys. I need my extra 2 sets of eyes to keep me alert.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And I can't scroll back far enough to see it even.
All right, so this one comes from Three-Sided Coin. Democrats erupt into laughter after Google CEO has to explain to Representative Steve King that the iPhone is made by a different company. Did you see the pictures of the Monopoly guy sitting in the background of the Google CEO?
Monopoly guy.
There was a guy dressed up as the Monopoly mascot.
Yes.
And he had multiple sized mustaches he kept switching to. I don't know. It was hilarious. I saw people putting pictures like, what is even going on? Let's see. Let me get back to this. At the House Judiciary Committee on Tuesday, Google CEO Sundar Pichai, am I saying that right? Pichai? Was asked some difficult questions. None was more difficult than Iowa Congressman Steve King's, however, whose question was literally impossible to answer. King said that his 7-year-old granddaughter was playing a game on her phone before an election, most likely King's November 2018 re-election bid, and was shown a picture of the congressman that included some not so flattering language. Quote, "I'm going to say into the record what kind of language was used around that picture of her grandfather," he said. Then, holding up his Apple device, King asked Pachai, quote, "How does that show up on a 7-year-old's iPhone who's playing a kid's game?" To which the CEO answered, "Congressman, iPhone is made by a different company." The Democratic staff table erupted in laughter at Pachai's reply, according to Business Insider's Joe Perticone, who attended Tuesday's meeting. King backtracked and said, "It might have been an Android. It's just, it was a hand-me-down of some kind." What the fuck? Okay. Well, there you go. Old people are detached from technology, I guess.
Yeah.
Just like me. This one comes from senior staff reporter Jack the motherfucking Cockring. Nashville airport travelers stop to sing national anthem for children of fallen service members. Oh boy, there's a viral video. Travelers at Nashville's busy airport over the weekend stopped to sing the Star-Spangled Banner, paying their respects to a plane full of children whose parents had died in combat. Yeesh. At the Nashville airport, I walked out into the concourse to this scene. American Airlines was flying a plane full of children who had lost a parent in combat to Disney World on an all-expenses-paid trip, and they threw a party for them at the gate. But when they announced them over the loudspeaker and they lined up to board the plane, the whole airport literally stopped and sang the national anthem with military present in salute. Most every person standing around, myself included, was bawling at the sight of these kids and spouses who have paid so great a price for our country. To see all of this at Christmas time was so humbling. Quote, "Seeing the general public in an airport stand still to honor these kids was simply beautiful." The vacations for the Gold Star families were coordinated by the Gary Sinise Foundation's Snowball Express program. According to a press release provided by the organization, the foundation will, quote, "host a 5-day experience for 1,722 children of the fallen and their surviving parent or guardian. This therapeutic retreat will offer fun and inspiring programs encouraging critical peer-to-peer support for these families," unquote. Yeah, Gary Sinise is basically an angel.
Yeah.
Whatever, some of his politics doesn't matter. Gary Sinise, I always liked him as an actor from Apollo 13 onward, but man, ever since then, he's been an absolute hero for soldiers and the military. I really like Gary Sinise. There's this one video out there where he's doing an interview or something, and a soldier he knew or had met out in the field or something just made a surprise appearance, and he just gets up and sets everything aside and gives that guy all of his time. It's just really sweet. Anyway, moving on. This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. If it'll come up, because I guess I have to. It takes a long time to call out to Florida to get this story. Is it going to come up, or am I going to get a blank screen the whole time? Apparently, I'm going to get a blank screen the whole time. I might have to skip this one. Sorry, Colleen. I don't know if it's my internet or the host site, but it's not coming through. So, moving on. I'll read the headline at least. Woman jailed as cops spy below-the-belt engagement ring storage spot.
All right.
Most women keep engagement rings on their finger. Lauren Schober, 25, keeps hers in a much less visible place. Okay, I think I can imagine where that is. In her pocket. Oh.
That's not it.
That's not it? Oh, okay. This one comes from Froggy. Twitter users troll Trump. That's a headline? Okay. Oh, with hilariously awful chief of staff suggestions. Well, we could do that. Hell, let's make that the topic for chat time. We'll just throw out like chief of staff suggestions of our own, because we can probably do better, more entertaining than anything I could read there. Let's see. This one comes from Claxton Biar or Biar. Police responding to noise complaint decide to just join the party.
I saw that. That was pretty cool.
Okay. Police who responded to a noise complaint at an apartment where the tenants were simply playing video games decided to join in on the fun. According to Jovante M. Williams, after one of his friend's neighbors began repeatedly calling in noise complaints when he would invite people over to his apartment, a few cops wanted in on the video game action. Quote, at my friend's apartment, there's been a couple of noise complaints going on from the same people. Lately, we've been playing our games on mute. We don't want to bother anyone. We're not trouble. We're adults. Sometimes we drink beer. Williams took to social media on Sunday to share a video of him and his friends battling the police officers in a game of Super Smash Brothers. Quote, so neighbors called the cops on us, and now we fighting them in Smash Bros, he captioned. That's cute.
He's like, all right, I ain't taking y'all to jail if you can hand over this ale.
That's right. Let's see. Well, that's good public relations, if nothing else. Okay, so yesterday it was the chemicals in nonstick pans will make your penis small.
Mm-hmm.
Today, this one comes from Massive Dynamics. Chemicals in shampoo and perfumes may cause early puberty in girls.
Okay.
Chemicals in some household products, including shampoo, perfumes, deodorants, and soaps, could cause girls to start puberty early, a study has found. The study, published in the journal Human Reproduction, examined chemical levels including phthalates, parabens, and phenols. Okay, certain phthalates are used in some scented products such as perfumes, deodorant, soap, shampoo, nail polish, and cosmetics. Parabens are often used as preservatives in cosmetics and other personal care products, and phenols can be used in soap, toothpaste, lipsticks, hairsprays, shampoo, and skin lotion. So basically, there's absolutely no way in a Western civilized society to avoid any of these things.
Basically, yeah.
Unless you don't bathe, don't brush your teeth, never shower. Yeah.
Or everything is bad for you.
Yeah, so the healthiest thing to do is be disgusting.
Yeah. Just die.
Yeah.
Everything.
Don't cook your food, and don't wash, and you'll live a much longer life, or you'll be healthier, I suppose. So everyone, find a cave, wear some dirty rags, and become hermits, and just eat bugs. You'll be fine.
There you go.
Let's see. What's this? All right. This one comes from Frosted Glass. I think my husband thinks Santa does it all. Why women dread the emotional labor of Christmas. Now, whenever I hear the phrase emotional labor, I just think of a whiner.
Yep.
I don't know how else to put it. Every time I've ever seen someone use that phrase in context, it's just somebody like, I'm not going to put forth the emotional labor to deal with you right now. Like, oh. Buying presents, decorating the tree, food shopping, it's all part of the festive run-up. But what is often forgotten is the extra work women do in smoothing over complex family emotions.
You know, for being so powerful and strong, women be bitches.
All right. Now, my mother is a saint. My mother has a reflex to be a peacemaker, right? She wants everyone to be calm. She wants problems to be solved. She's almost like diplomatic to a fault at times. All right. But she doesn't do it all alone. And she's not, a family is a family. Everybody works together unless you're a deadbeat or you're something else. And of course, men, they're not doing anything at all during the holidays. They're not working. They're not decorating the tree or buying presents or paying for things. No.
Or making all the damn money that she's using to do all that.
If you're a woman in a heterosexual relationship, well, now that's homophobic. Chances are that you're the one doing a disproportionate amount of the work this Christmas. shopping for presents, wrapping them, making up spare beds and decorating the tree, organizing the cooking, clearing up the wrapping paper and discarded ribbons, cleaning the plates and storing the leftovers, and 1,000 other physical chores in between. Yes, all women are slaves during Christmas. You're right.
And chances are there's a husband in your house telling you to sit the fuck down somewhere and that you don't have to do it all. And you're telling him to fuck off because you want to. But, whatevs.
I really wonder if, well, first off, if the writer's married and how happy her marriage is. The Office for National Statistics, this is a British thing, I think, as The Guardian, has found that women do 40% more housework and childcare than men. That's because more women stay home to raise the children while men are out working. I don't know what to tell you, but that's...
Yeah, well, if men didn't force them to because they're sexist,
yeah, right. That's right.
Wouldn't happen.
I keep forgetting. A recent nationwide poll even suggested that British men will spend 11 hours over the Christmas period hiding away from their families. You mean hiding away from their mother-in-laws, mostly, probably.
Hold on. Did you guys see that study that said studies show that men who stay at home with the kids spawns more breadwinner women? Yes, I saw that, and I was like, oh, so I guess stay-at-home moms spawn more breadwinner men. If you have a two-parent household and one parent isn't actively working full-time, I don't know how else you get money to afford the household and take care of the family unless one of the parents is working full-time. Men just get a penis tax. Yeah, I mean, necessity is the mother of employment. I don't know what else to tell you. Anyway, I'm not going to read the rest of that story because somebody's just complaining.
Wait, there is a part I want to read.
Okay, you go ahead.
There's a paragraph it's like the third paragraph in. It says, and remember, this is like the third paragraph in. Lucy's mother died when she was young, and ever since she's felt huge pressure to step into her mom's shoes, buying all the presents for the extended family. Quote, I do think if I'd been born a boy, I wouldn't have cared as much, and there would have been zero expectations.
The fucked up part is the people who if ever I've seen people frantically running around and doing all this shit, it's always been the women, first of all, put that expectation on themselves. And when it comes to other family members coming over, the most critical people of them not doing that are the other women coming over to see the shit.
Yeah. I just love that part of the article because, first of all, her mother's dead, her mom's dead. So she had to do it all because she wasn't born a boy.
Thank you, Sanguine. Every family is different, so individual tasks are different. Also, cleaning falls to the most fastidious person. Ooh, fastidious. Because that is the only way to make it work, since their clean does not equal the other's clean. Yeah, well, my family, it's like, let's see, my mother cooks because she likes to cook. She actually enjoys cooking for her family. But also, my dad likes cooking, but my mother usually makes him stay away because she wants to cook for her kids. Mm-hmm. And then she always makes cocoa for us Christmas morning, and we don't start opening presents till everybody's had their cocoa. And she makes the homemade cocoa. She gets like the Hershey's powder and everything and milk and the sugar and makes it all so good. And then we sit around and one of us is chosen to be the gift elf. So we don't have to be jumping back and forth from the tree. We all open up our presents one by one. We usually go in order of age. So the youngest or the oldest down to the youngest or whatever. And then as each person opens up their present, they take their paper and they shove it into the paper bag for the papers. We have a very organized little family thing that goes on. No, I mean, except for the cooking, I suppose. No one person in our family is doing effectively any more emotional labor than anybody else. Also, my family gets along. We don't have like dramas and fights and things too much. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just lucky, I suppose.
Well, so far, it has remained an indisputable fact since I first started hearing about women's issues. 98% of them are created by women and maintained by women. They do it completely by choice and complain that it's somebody else's fault.
Three-sided coin. The wholesomeness is making me gag. Hey, you're just jealous. You're just jealous of my mother's hot cocoa. That's all. And that wasn't a euphemism, you gross bastards. Thank you, Terry Dimanis. Your mother likes to cook. She needs to get that internalized misogyny taken care of ASAP. Yeah, well, my mother's old-fashioned, so she loves her family and likes to cook. I don't know what to tell you. She also worked full-time when I was growing up, too. After my sister and I were old enough to take care of ourselves, she was like, I'm going back to work, and she did.
Kind of disgusting woman in 2018 would love their family.
I know, God, I know. They miss us. It's kind of weird at times because we have. I think I've talked about this before. I'll call my parents up. We'll talk for about 10 minutes, and then we'll have said just about everything new there is to say, and there's nothing else to say. So they start making up things to talk about just to have more time to talk to me because they miss me. And I'm like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really try to come up with something interesting to tell them or talk about, like, there's nothing. Thank you, Johnny Hellcat. I had to learn how to cook bigger meals at 8 because my dad didn't know how to cook anything but TV dinners. I loved learning that skill. For the longest time when I was growing up, my mom cooked. And then there was a point at which my dad became unemployed. And so he was kind of the stay-at-home guy for a while my mother went out and worked full-time. And he tried to learn how to cook. And he would experiment on my sister and I with his little concoctions. He got better over time, but I remember he really liked, for some reason, mixing. He would make like these baked meat dishes, and he always found a reason to mix in sliced pimento olives. I don't know why, but that was just something. Anyway, thank you, Frosted Glass. My God, even Scribe's Christmas has a format. Fuck you. You're right. It's true.
Well played.
It's true. Thank you, Sanguine. Shit, even there it proves my point, since in my family it is my mom and I that cook, and social lubricant is needed because we are a fractious lot. I think my family benefits from the fact that we are relatively isolated. Like, my parents moved away from sort of like the place where all the family was when just before I was born. So everybody else in the family is a distance away. They'd have to come and visit. We weren't a big family, so it was just the four of us. So we didn't have a lot of that drama that a lot of other families, maybe with more personalities involved, have to deal with. So I think that was also an advantage. But anyway, we're basically at the top of the hour. So guys, thank you so much for all the stories. If we run out of room for other things later, we might go back to them. I wanted to do, I'll save this one for later. Yeah, I'll set that one aside. There was one that a couple people sent. But anyway, moving on, YouTube time. Satsu, what have you been up to today?
I have been editing footage from our last stream so I can put that up of our previous Horde night, because we did a bet again to see if we were going to live or die during the Horde night, and our Horde base was so damn efficient that not only did we live, but we did it like bosses.
we didn't even get hurt.
Yeah, we barely took damage. It was we kind of figured out this thing a bit. So I wanted to get some footage together and put it together, so that way people can check that out. We don't have a stream tonight, but we will be doing the open server stream tomorrow. Now, we stopped doing open server for a while because Alpha 17 came out. We didn't want to like jump back and forth between the servers, but since then they have enabled us to be able to do Alpha 17 on an open server. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. So everybody who liked doing the open server and joining us for our streams, that will continue tomorrow. Other than that, but
I just want to throw this in there. You have to have Alpha 17 on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
You can't join us if you're on 16. That's just, you have to get it downloaded, guys.
Yeah, guys. This is serious.
I don't want people coming in. Oh, I'll play, and then they can't. You got to get that done beforehand. I'm trying to warn people.
FBI warning: you must have Alpha 17.
I'm being good monkey.
You're giving a public service announcement.
Yes.
All right, Monkey. What were you up to today?
Well, we did a monkey in the morning this morning,
Yes, you did.
and
You sound so enthused about it too.
entirely unintentionally, it became the woman bashing 2-hour segment.
Were you talking about the 19th Amendment again?
No, that
Oh.
only came up briefly, and only
Oh.
when the audience brought it up.
Was Gutenberg there?
He was, but it wasn't his fault. No, it wasn't his fault.
Well, that is surprising, I'll tell you.
It was entirely me, and I didn't mean to. We started out talking about Donkey Girl, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh, is that what you would call her now?
The bitch looks like a donkey. It's not my fault.
Oh, geez.
And then we moved on to the story from Adidas from yesterday.
Yes.
And all hell broke loose from there. I just want to reiterate, I love women. But yeah. If you guys want to see some woman bashing goodness, go check that out. Also, I was working on a video today.
Oh, what?
Don't get excited.
What? But
it's not for the main channel. The base that Satsu was just talking about with our Horde Night, we didn't have running zombies on, so we decided to set it up on a test server and see how it does with running zombies. And I have footage all spliced together that I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to use because the video is too goddamn big to upload. We'll see.
Thank you, Pumpkin Trucker. Alexandria Hogg. That
picture is disturbing as shit.
I haven't seen that picture.
Hold on, I think that was sent to me in DM. Yep. Okay. Let me pull this up on my screen here. It is disturbing.
Okay, I have showcased you.
There you go.
Oh God, yeah, that is.
Hold on.
That looks like some kind of like well, have you seen the trailer for Alita Battle Angel? It's kind of like taking an anime character and trying to make them with CGI look like a real person.
It looked like if somebody turned the dust ball from those old PSP commercials into a person.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Did you watch those videos I sent you, Monkey?
I have not yet, no.
Oh, okay.
I played video games until bedtime last night. I woke up, I worked on this video. I was working because I had to recreate that whole base. And that's not an easy task alone. I'm Monkey White. Lindsay, don't blame me. Blame Pumpkin Trucker. He's the one who sent that to me.
Let's see. So I was able to record my audio for my next video today. Collected a bunch of images I'd need to punctuate some points. And I started a little bit of the assembly. So hopefully, unless something else comes up, I should have it done tomorrow sometime. At worst, I might have it done late tomorrow, too close to the stream to post. And so I might post it Thursday morning, depending on the timing. So we'll see how I do tomorrow. Work has been kind of busy. It was pretty busy today. If it's not so bad tomorrow, I should have the time to get it done before the stream tomorrow. So we'll see. No promises, because everything's kind of in flux all the time. Other than that, internet fucketry time. Let me before our mass consumers of fucketry get into it. Let me make sure that I don't have anything exciting. You guys always have far more insight and passion for these things than I do, so I just want to make sure I don't have anything.
Well, see, this is where I make up for at the beginning of the show having nothing.
Oh, okay.
Where you say, "Do you have anything?" I'm like, "No," but then later is where I hit my stride.
That's right. Let's see. Well, we talked about the Trump meeting. Yeah, we talked about that. Okay, talked about that. So Time Magazine released their Persons of the Year covers today. And they are all, in various ways, refer to journalists who have, in some fashion or another, been influential this year. Either you got Jamal Khashoggi, who died. You've got people at the Gazette who were attacked in that shooting, etc. So there's 4 different covers showcasing different aspects of journalists in the news in the last year. And my comment on that was, I wonder how left out Jim Acosta feels right now.
I actually got into an argument. That's part of my fucketry tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. I was gonna. I'll wait. I'll have you do that because I wasn't gonna say nothing. The other thing was that the I mentioned this earlier in the stream about Fallout 76. Well, the next patch is coming out, and guess what? It has, guys. It has push to talk.
Oh, that came out today.
Oh, well, I guess it depends on what platform you're on. Was it PC today? I thought PC was tomorrow. But either way,
all the PC stuff came out today. I got on there. They disabled the glitch that lets you have infinite carry weight. So I'm a little sad about that.
They fixed the bug.
I am permanently over encumbered now. And I'm just like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I haven't even downloaded the launcher again since my computer switched. I didn't even think to. It's just like, but yeah, there's a big patch and a whole bunch of things got fixed. They say, and maybe this game will be good to play like 6 months from now. But I still, what was there was one other thing. Where did it go? I said a thing and a stuff that was funny. Just kind of a compare and contrast thing. So the Washington Post put a tweet up yesterday that I believe was an opinion piece, but it said Colin Kaepernick reportedly, quote, ready and willing, unquote, to play for the Redskins.
Well, good for him. Do they want him?
And then today there was a tweet from the Washington Post that said, perspective, Colin Kaepernick can't even consider playing for the Redskins. The contrast here being that on the one hand, he really wants to play football again, and he'd be happy if somebody gave him a job.
I bet he would be.
On the other hand, if he takes a job with the Redskins, he's taking a job from a racist organization. And that goes against the whole supposed purpose of his activism. So what is a Kaepernick to do? I don't know.
Just come out and admit the whole thing was a contract dispute. You just wanted more money and more play time.
Yeah, that might invalidate his whole Nike money.
Well. That Nike money don't last too long.
I think that was all the big stuff from today. So that's all me. So go ahead, guys. Satsu, what kind of internet fucketry did you have today?
I saw a lot of dumb shit that I opted not to comment on over on Facebook because I didn't feel like engaging with these people today. But let me I'll let you or Scribe go ahead while I scroll through and see if I want to mention any of it.
Well, first, thank you, P-Dog Knight. Is Cap not that woke? I don't know. These are all other people speaking about Kaepernick. I don't know if that for the first person was actually quoting him saying, I'm ready and willing to play for the... who knows? I just found it funny that the Washington Post had these two completely divergent headlines within a day of each other. So,
hey, P-Dog, what you doing tomorrow night? You gonna come hang out with us?
Well, he's a lawyer, dog. He's got to be defending somebody.
Probably, but if not, yeah, come hang out with us tomorrow night. Let me know. I don't know which one of these I want to start with because they're both kind of irritated me today.
Flip a coin.
I don't have one near me.
Oh,
What?
Oh, here.
What?
No, I just saw something kind of epic.
Okay, can you give us a hint?
Here, I'm gonna share my screen so you can see it.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Then I got to get over to the thing and. Okay, go ahead. Proceed. What is epic?
Faithless said the Redskins should just change their mascot to a white guy with a sunburn.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that would be epic.
All right, give me a second. I got to bring it up on my second screen here.
The suspense is killing me now. I don't. Using the Fallout name to promote your game. Aren't you getting a bit too cocky with all that money you saved selling nylon bags? Oh, I'm sorry. We thought you guys retired. Oh.
Stop. Obsidian, why?
Oh.
What are you doing? Dude, that is hilarious. Did anybody see the Obsidian that game that they put out that's supposed to be like
out of this world or whatever it's called, or another world.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like I said, we talked about this yesterday or Saturday or whatever. I watched the preview for it, and I couldn't help but think this looks like a Fallout 4 total conversion. The way it just appears, the way things are moving around, and even the attitude of the world building they've got there. It looks very Fallout 4-ish. So, but I don't know. It could be a good game. I don't know. Outer Worlds, that's what it was. Thank you, Vortex. All right, so Monkey, flip a coin and pick one of your dramas.
The one is more of a rant, so let's start with the rant. On my last 2 streams, I've had somebody very, very upset with me because I'm making fun of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And it's something that happens now and then. This person is upset with me because they're a fan of Cortez.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm mocking her, I've suddenly never mocked anybody else. I'm suddenly the most partisan person ever, ever, ever. I've never made fun of Trump. I've never made fun of any Republicans. I just, it's my partisanship showing.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's your partisanship showing. If you've laughed along with me for God, 2 years now, and you can honestly say I've never made fun of any Republican, then you're not paying attention. And oddly, this only comes up when when my focus hits somebody new. It's never, midway through a rant about somebody or midway through me making fun of somebody. It's always when I hit somebody new. Suddenly I find that person that you care about. And all of my history disappears as I become the most partisan person fucking ever. And that's not a character flaw in me. That is a character flaw in you.
Monkey.
And I just want to throw that out there. Ocasio-Cortez is a fucking moron. And if you can't admit that, even if you're a fan of hers, if you can't admit she has said some really fucking stupid shit, then you are more partisan than you want to admit. Because that woman has said some really dumb stuff. And she's now trans Jew. She's oh God. If you can't just admit that, then there's something wrong with you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, let's get on to Time Magazine.
Okay.
The story that I responded to says Khashoggian oppressed journalists named Time Magazine People of the Year. Time Magazine names a group of journalists who have either died or gone to jail for their work as the most influential group of people in 2018. And I said, Time's Person of the Year, oppressed journalist, suck my dick. Which upset mundane man. A lot. Here's the thing, guys. This choice of them as influencers of the year, if you're going to be honest, the press is every fucking year. If you're going to do it just because Khashoggi died, do you know how many journalists were killed last year in 2017?
No.
There were like 50 some.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't named Person of the Year then. How many were jailed? A whole bunch. Named Person of the Year? No. So why them? Why them now? This is a slap at Trump. They didn't put Jim Acosta on the cover. They didn't put the enemy of the people up there in the title. But
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Terry Diamantis. Monkey, you never made fun of anyone until you started going after this guy who got mad at you for going after Cortez.
Yeah. I'm such a partisan. This was a slap at Trump, and if you guys would just admit that, I'd have no problem with it. But you can't. Let me read that comment. Where'd it go? Somebody said, well, at least it wasn't Jim Acosta, and I responded, oh, but it was. Meaning, metaphorically, this was a nod to old Jimmy Boy and the other oppressed journalists who keep covering Trump. Nobody knew who the fuck Kamal Khashoggi, what's his name? Kamal Khashoggi?
Jamal
Khashoggi, thank you. See, I don't even remember his fucking name until he got killed. And he wasn't killed, covering some major story or anything like that. He got killed in an unfortunate way, and yes, it's sad he died. But being murdered doesn't make you an influential person. Oh, you got one more.
Yep. Thank you, three-sided coin. Man, I wish you would stop tweeting. No. I want her to keep tweeting forever. I want her to be all over the place. I don't want her.
Three-sided there is at least on three-sided. You're a fan of hers, aren't you? He is like, man, I wish she'd stop tweeting the way that when somebody that I like would like, please stop, just shut up. You're not helping.
Okay, I see. All right.
And correct me if I'm wrong there, three-sided. I want to say you're at least in that camp. But anyway, Mundane Matt responded to me saying, but it was about Acosta saying, but it wasn't. And like it was. The years, like I pointed out, 2017, there were a bunch of fucking reporters killed. So you can't say it was because reporters were killed. There's a bunch of them that have been jailed. You can't say it was because they were jailed. It was because suddenly they made themselves the news. Look how oppressed we are, and who was to blame for all that oppression? Well, it's Donald Trump. He made everybody hate. He's the one that caused that shooting at the newsroom, remember? Until, oh, whoops. Nope, this guy's had a bone for these assholes for, 20 years? But every step of the way, it was Trump has made people hate the media. And we have a little go back and forth. And where is that fucking tweet? Did he get rid of it? Oh, there it is. In response to me saying, just getting murdered doesn't make you, dying doesn't make you the most influential.
Well, unless you're Jesus.
Oh, sure. He tweeted out, there's no value of human life on Twitter.
Oh, he said that to you?
He didn't say that to me. It's very much the way Time Magazine of the Year didn't say it to Trump, but it was about Trump.
Oh.
Yeah, because this came like right after me and him had our conversation. Like, I value human life just fine. My comment to him about Jamal Khashoggi was, do you know how many people were murdered this year? Do you guys have any idea how many people were murdered this year? Just in the U.S., it's probably going to be in the 2,000 to 4,000 range. But this one guy is one guy nobody heard of 2 months ago is like the most influential. Fuck off, man. But yeah, because I mentioned that a whole lot of other people may have died. There's no value of human life on Twitter. Because I think pretending you give a shit about one because the news media told you to, while you don't give a fuck about the other thousands, there's no value of human life.
Well,
okay.
This one's worth more morality points because the media talked about it. So
yeah, it is. It's nonsense. I'm not glad the man's dead. It is a horrible thing that happened to him. I just don't think these poor oppressed journalists who are no more oppressed than they were last year actually warrant person of the year. Sorry, we got rid of man of the year, didn't we? Person of the year. But this is from the magazine that put Hitler on the cover once and Stalin twice.
And there was that one time where they put like a reflective piece of plastic on their cover one time and said, the person of the year is you.
Yeah.
That was fine. It's you. You are the person of the year. Yeah. Well, anyway.
I just feel like there's probably more influential people in the world this last year. Unless you are going by the fact that, yes, the press influences pretty much everything we talk about. Oh, and there was one point. He said, I just want you to admit that the people you're mocking right now, you read their stories and stuff online. I have no problem admitting I mock them all the fucking time because a whole bunch of them are fucking jokes. How many Time Magazine stories have we read this year that we just absolutely like? Why the fuck is this even a story?
Time Magazine stories?
Sure. There's been like 4 or 5 of those. I know we don't hit it very often.
Yeah, usually Time Magazine stuff only comes up if somebody sends it to us on MSS News. I'm a stickler for CNN for the most part, as you might have noticed. So
right, Stargazer goes, remember, you can't read the news articles and make fun of them, then never mind. Yeah, that I was getting there. I almost forgot that part. But yeah, I'm not happy any of these people were dead or in prison. That's not the point. The point is
okay. Well, then who did you in your world of worlds?
Sure.
Who for 2018? Who would have been your person of the year by the metrics that you would think would qualify them for that? Well, we'll move on to deep topic time because that's basically where we are in it now.
I would think I'm trying to think of all the big stories we've covered.
Who was the person of the year last year on Time Mate? Was it Trump?
I think it was Trump, yeah.
Trump was 2016.
Was he?
Yeah.
Let's see, 2017. It was the Silence Breakers. That's right, for the whole
hashtag. Yeah, me too.
The voices that launched a movement. Yeah.
The convenient silence breaker.
I would have thought that the person of the year. Now, this wouldn't be my pick, but I'm actually kind of surprised the person of the year wasn't Christine Blasey Ford.
Well, I was thinking of that, but somebody brought that up this morning when we were first reading about this list. She isn't, because her influence didn't matter at all.
Okay.
Kavanaugh still got in there.
That's true. All right.
Honestly, Trump should be up there.
Or Mueller.
Mueller should be up there.
Actually, all things considered, Mueller's investigation has, either directly or indirectly, initiated more copy this year than I think anything else, because his direct investigation into Russian collusion, whether there is or isn't, I don't know, but all the stuff on the side, from Cohen to Manafort to Flynn to all the other side prosecutions of people over different things that are all unrelated. I think Mueller should have become the person of the year if we're talking about range of influence just on being there.
How about Donald Trump for the fact that Kim Jong-un is about to go to Seoul to have a fucking meeting in Seoul, South Korea?
If a peace treaty had been reached this year, maybe. But since Kim Jong-un is both making gestures of peace towards Seoul and at the same time expanding his missile program, it's kind of a push, honestly.
I would say it's not. I mean, he's been expanding his missile program forever. When was the last time the leader of North and South Korea were together?
Well, it was like 3 or 4 months ago. They met earlier this year.
Before Trump is what I'm saying.
Before Trump? Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
The 1950s?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a historian, Monkey.
That act, whatever comes of it at this point, it has changed the dynamic of the fucking world. But now, Jamal went in for a marriage license and died.
All right, Satsu, do you have a person of the year?
Squishy.
Yes.
Todd Howard. Todd Howard changed the face of gaming. I saw this one video where I forget who it was, but somebody said 76 and its utter fumble is going to change the way companies handle big releases like that forever, because of just how badly it was executed, advertised, everything else, and produced. That the trust in AAA, not just Bethesda, but in AAA pre-ordering overall gets a spike from here on out.
How about this one? How about the guys who made Fortnite?
Oh, God.
You want to talk about impacting the entire country?
That's true.
I mean, we're at the point now that they're actually saying, that there's an addiction and people got to get into rehab for it.
They try to make me go to rehab. They said the same thing about World of Warcraft and what was the last like super addictive like Candy Crush, and
Candy Crush.
the addicted to this game. It's just the latest fad of addiction, and at some point it's going to fade for something bigger.
Sure.
But yeah, sure, Fortnite.
But if you're talking about the influence for this year,
yeah. Well, I mean, if they did categories like if they did like influencers, instead of saying the person of the year, if they said in the sphere of X, this person or this whatever entity, in the sphere of video games, yeah, Fortnite. In the sphere of politics, Mueller. In the sphere of entertainment, probably Marvel?
Lords of the Night.
Lords of the Night. Yeah. In the sphere of YouTube, Lords of the Night.
I'm not happy anything bad happened to any of these people, but this was clearly a shot at Trump, and yeah.
Well, if that's the message Time wants to send, that's their magazine. I don't know. I mean,
but I'm also allowed to comment on it.
No, it's fine. I don't really put all that much weight into, People Magazine's sexiest guy of the year or whatever thing. It's like I don't care. Like whatever. Time Magazine's person of the year. They've picked such ridiculous things in the past as their quote unquote person of the year. I don't even know that it holds any weight anymore. Because I mean, if Time were the publication it was back in the 50s or the 40s or whatever, where it actually meant something, you could say like, yeah, because of our journalists and everything else, and we've digested all the world events and everything else, and from this we can say that X person is, has done the most or has had the most effect. Sure, but now they just go for, populist bullshit or something, or just like virtue signaling, whatever. And it's like, okay. I mean, technically, if you wanted to be real about it, you should have said that last year, the person of the year, if you're talking about the most influence, would have been Harvey Weinstein. His simple fall caused a domino effect for a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, of course, if you call someone the person of the year, you're saying it's a compliment, basically. But
here are the runners-up. Finalists for this year also included Christine Blasey Ford.
Okay.
The March for Our Lives activist from Stoneman Douglas. And the family separated at the border under the Trump administration.
Oh,
Vladimir Putin was on the list.
Sure.
South Korean President Moon Jae-in.
Yeah.
Should have just put a picture of Russia on there.
Thank you, P-Dog Knight. How about the deplatformers?
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler, who directed Black Panther, and Robert Mueller.
How about Alex Jones?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, Bob Mueller that seems far more of a lock to me, all things considered. Just because you wouldn't have Putin being all that much relevant to most people's minds if it weren't for Mueller.
Yeah.
And Manafort and Flynn and Cohen and Rod Rosenstein. I mean, how often is it that we know the names of all of these, in relative terms, minor functionaries of government, except in a situation like this? I remember I watched a documentary like a year ago or something on the Obama administration, and they were talking about people with really high level titles. And I was like, I've never heard of you before, but they were like, national security advisor, this, that, and the other thing. It's like, I don't even know your name. Well, I don't know your, but I know the deputy attorney general's name. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway. Donald Trump was a second runner-up, and Mueller was third.
Okay. Well, at least they were close, but still, the journalists.
Yeah, the masturbatory. It's us. Yeah, go fuck yourselves.
That's all right. Well, we are at the bottom of the hour, guys. Unless Satsu, you have anything else?
I do want to say I do value human life, just in case there's any.
You devalue human life? Okay.
I do.
Okay. You devalue human life. Okay.
I said I do. Motherfucker.
I said no. I tried to verify with you. You said I devalue human life, and I was like, you devalue human life, and you said I do. I'm like, okay.
It's not what I said though.
Well, that's what I heard, and what I hear, Monkey, becomes a reality.
Are you trying to get a job at CNN?
No, I'm trying to get a job at Time Magazine. Satsu, do you have anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, guys, we're at the bottom of the hour. It is chat time. It is your time. You've got questions, comments, complaints, conspiracy theories. If you have suggestions for either the person of the year, or if you have suggestions for chief of staff, put them into the chat. If you have a person of the year, put person of the year, colon, and the name of the person. If you have chief of staff, put chief of staff, colon, and the name of the person, so I know what you're talking about. If you got one for both, put chief person, colon, and I'll go for that. Let's see. Jay Brown says, Ranting Monkey, would you share the image I DM'd on Twitter? I don't know what that was, so you go ahead. Let's see. Check your logic. Scribe Light. I think you guys, two girls in one stream, and every other centrist political agnostic born in April should be person of the year. Thoughts? Well, that wouldn't include me.
I was born in April.
Yeah, I know. You were, and Monkey was, and so was SDA. So everybody's an April baby around here except for me.
Yeah, fuck you, Scribe.
There you go. There's that picture.
Should I center you?
Yeah.
Using the chart below, rate your pain upon acknowledging this fact. I'm impressed.
Wait, hold on.
That's funny.
I like how the face eventually turns into the NPC.
Let's see. So Jacob Jet says person of the year should be Kara Zering. Oh, right from our chat. Toasted Network says the person of the year should be 6ix9ine. Who is that? A rapper or something, or a street? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that is a rapper.
Okay, I don't keep up with these things because I'm boring and white. Let's see who else. Person used to be Ebony Williams, Chief of Staff, Sharkeisha. Concretia.
Sharkeisha and Concretia. That's our cousin.
Let's see. Frosco has person of the year, Chris Saliza. Yes, there you go. Journalist of the year should be Chris Saliza.
Lizard of the year.
Lizard of the year. Thank you, Pumpkin Trucker. Hail, children of the 70s. Yeah, well, I count just by a smidge. Let's see. Scribe Light. So check your life. So Scribe Light, I thought you were born in April. I've been lied to this whole time. Nope, I am not an April baby. Scribe Light, would you date an African American woman? Asked Toes Network. Well, I have. So there you go. Rotten Corpse, Ranting Monkey. Can I get a go fatty go from you guys while I work out? Oh. Go fatty go. Go fatty go. Go fatty go. You guys didn't decide to join in. Thanks a lot.
You could do it, Chubbs.
That's right.
Oh, and he asked for me specifically. Go fatty go. There you go.
Check your logic. Person of the year, Stan Lee or Steven Hillenberg. I don't know who Steven Hillenberg is, but Stan Lee would have been a good choice. I don't think a good choice.
Well, if you're going to give Black Panther a nod, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Because who invented that character? Stan Lee. Let's see. Jack Cochran says, Satsu, what are you going to make squishy for dinner tomorrow?
I don't know. That's a good question. I should probably look into that. Thank you.
Jenna P says, person of the year should be me, as in Jenna P. I would not disagree.
Jenna P? Yeah. She's definitely on my list for one of the persons of the year.
Let's see. Ebony Williams says, Chief of Staff, Squishy.
Yeah.
You think Squishy could whip the White House into line?
Yeah, she'd literally just walk in the room and say, would y'all shut the fuck up? Everybody.
Let's see. Toasted says, Chief of Staff, Kanye West. You know, I honestly would not be surprised if that were the announcement. Devil Fruit Zero says, does the Fallout 76 debacle make you think that Elder Scrolls 6 could be a mess on that level as well? Well, if Bethesda was all smelling their own farts over 76 before it came out, I do worry what Elder Scrolls 6 might be if that was considered to be a product worthy of production. But then I don't know if I don't know who's guiding the ship at Bethesda now after 76. So everything's up in the air at this stage of the game. But God knows I will not be pre-ordering another game, another AAA game again, let alone a Bethesda game ever. If that makes any difference at all.
I'm still of the opinion the game itself, there's not much wrong with it. It's what they told us it would be. It's not as exciting as I hoped it would be, at least. And granted, guys, this is only from a limited play. Their problems were in the bag, that fucking bag thing. They messed up with, sending tickets out into the ether. The game itself is exactly what they told us it would be. So no, I don't have any. I think Skyrim makes me more worried about what Elder Scrolls 6 will be than 76 does.
Well,
after Oblivion, playing Skyrim was kind of a letdown for me, and I know it's still a great game, but compared to Oblivion, the care that went into that one, that's more of a letdown than 76 being exactly what we were told it was being, and people not liking it.
Well, 76 wasn't exactly what we were told it was going to be because of all the technical enhancements they said were going to be there, all of the options you were supposed to have, and it's boring as fuck. I mean,
what options were missing? What did I miss?
So the Todd Howard put up there was going to be some big enhancement of the engine, of the lighting effects, of the graphic effects. There was light coming through the hills. There was falling through the world. There was frozen characters in T forms all over the place. There were errors from the Fallout 4 vanilla engine that were still present in 76 because they hadn't patched them out, even though like modders had patched them out 3-4 years ago in Fallout 4. There's a whole bunch of crap that it wasn't an optimized engine. It wasn't their most.
Not being an optimized engine is not the same as not being given what you were told. What I'm talking about is like No Man's Sky.
For a $77 purchase of a game that's supposed to be beyond the development of Fallout 4, which is like what, a 3 or 4-year-old game now or whatever. I didn't get what I paid for. I didn't get what was promised. And ultimately, as far as playing a single player game, you can, but it's not fun. The way that the whole thing's structured, there's no incentive to be social unless you've got your friends there. And even if there are other people around, there's no reason to interact with them. And the whole, it's like all these pieces of what could have been a really good game, but they weren't executed at all in a way that makes you feel like you're actually playing a Fallout game or that you're actually invested in anything. It's a very boring plotting experience. It can be more entertaining if you're with friends, but as people have said, every game's more fun with friends, so that isn't really a selling point.
Well, I think the major point of contention that a lot of people either neglect to mention or forget to mention is the reason that people are making this such a big deal is the fact that Todd Howard got on stage and literally made a joke. Like, I heard our games were pretty buggy and we've had issues with our other games just simply not working. And one of the biggest selling points is he was like, well, Fallout 76 just works. And he went through great detail to talk about how exactly this game works. And it's a step above, even mocking the idea that people make fun of their games and say that they have problems. And despite all that, it was just like, it's worse. It's worse than other games you've released. Like, not only is it still bad and it still has problems and you still haven't patched it, it is actually worse than other entries in your game. So how the fuck can you get on stage and say that shit with a straight face, almost mockingly, like, you guys are always complaining about nothing, but don't worry, this one's gonna be good. And it's worse. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I think that's where people, especially the people who were there, who were sitting in that audience and who really got hyped about it, who paid for those tickets to go there and all that shit, they were lied directly to their face. And I think that's where people are really coming from. And I don't think that particular part is talked about enough.
Yeah, and I pre-ordered on the basis that this was going to be a finished game, and it wasn't. And I understand AAA; it's never finished these days, and I knew I was taking a risk, but man, I really got burned. Like I say, Let's see. Frosted Glass's Man of the Year, Hannah Gadsby. Har har. Let's see. Serenity Lotus says they need to limit Todd Howard's managing. I don't even know if he was managing. It doesn't seem like, somebody wasn't steering the ship somewhere in the course of things. Let's see. Shiogorath. Here we go. Whenever I see a woman driving a bus, I smile and think about how far we as a society have come, and then I wait for the next bus. Cynical Lindsay says, I just started playing Fallout 4 again. Did I ever tell y'all how much I hate them machine gun turrets? Yeah, they can be annoying. Unless you're the one building them, I suppose. But snipe them from a distance. You'll be all right. RJ Bansma says, Goat Thrapple. Yeah, I've been trying to get Tailed Feature on here for 3 or 4 weeks or something as a guest, but every time my night comes up, he's got to sleep or he's got to work, and I'm like, just go without sleep a night and come hang out. But what else? Serenity Low says Todd Howard is like Miyamoto for Nintendo, in the damn way for the wrong reasons and at the wrong time. I don't see, honestly, as much as I was a Nintendo kid growing up, I don't know that much about Miyamoto, so I don't know how to make that comparison. Scrappy says, Chief of Staff, Scribe Light, format, the POTUS needs format. Could be. Ebony says, Satsu, what are your thoughts on public transportation? Interesting.
In regards to what? Because I take it, and it's been an experience. I've had a lot of crazy shit happen to me on public transportation. I've seen fights break out. I have seen holy water thrown, or cologne, but they treated it like holy water, thrown on homeless people because they smell like what the fuck, and people were just sick of it. So this dude walked up into the back of the bus and started throwing cologne on this dude like holy water. I've seen all kinds of shit. The bus actually caught on fire that I was on one time. It literally just spontaneously combusted. Ohio public transportation, it's gotten better over time, even though it's getting increasingly more expensive. But I guess you got to be more specific.
Pirates Creek says, besides being polished, what would Fallout 76 need to be a good game, Scribe? If you're going to have a survival Fallout-ish, like you're part of that world experience, I think that they should have structured this like an MMO with static servers where once you're in, that's where you've got that character, and the things that people build are permanent on that server, so that you could have people forming tribes or towns or factions, or you have a system where the factions established in the world are things that you can go out and pick up the pieces of and start building that up again. So like if you find the Brotherhood of Steel base that's now been abandoned, and you then build up that base, and then you go out and recruit new players who aren't aligned yet, and you form little factions, and you can have like caravans and economy and sort of wars between the different tribes and stuff. And it would be something where people would have a buy-in to the world as they contribute to it, even if you have all these other like side quests and lore things going on. But the way that they've structured it, where you just sort of get dropped into a random world, if you've built up a house or something, it's only there as long as you're logged in. There's no sense of permanency. There's no sense of buy-in to the setting for the players. If there's one thing missing from it, I think that's probably it. The sense of not having an effect on this open landscape. I mean, if you want to have a wasteland where there's nobody else and the players have to build the world that exists in this setting, you have to allow them to do that. The way it's set up, they can't. It's just there's nothing to do.
Yeah, and a lot of the argument now is like, the fixes, like in this patch, they fixed a lot of the stuff where when you put stuff down now, items naturally bulldoze out of the way, so you can so building is easier, and sure. They won't put you in servers where people have taken your spot And if for whatever reason you do end up in a situation where you are prompted to go into a server where somebody has built where you do, they'll let you know, and you can choose whether or not you still want to go in there or not, and they'll let you relocate for free. And people are like, see, look at that. That stuff's in the game now. And people are like, yes, now, after people are already fucking done with it.
But even that sounds like a band-aid to the idea of just having, set servers, because like if I show up in a server where my friend has built his thing somewhere else, does he now have to, in order for me to have fun with my friend, do we both have to switch servers? And then is there a chance he's going to end up over in some place where somebody else has built their stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just, like I said, it seems like it's some lackadaisical sort of backwards attempting to fix things that they should have thought about ahead of time.
Yeah, and don't let the aggravation in my voice fool you guys, because I don't really subscribe to the "it's not fun" thing that Scribe says, because I think it's fun. I have a fucking good ass time playing, whether I'm by myself or with other people. So it's just, I can't ignore, some of the shit that's happened and some of the things that I do see, because there are problems. But I have a fucking blast playing that game by myself or otherwise. So
yeah, the three of us are the id, the ego, and the super ego of opinion over following. Let's see. Jenna P says, Scribe, Botox for migraines on Friday, meaning no migraine for birthday, Christmas, New Year's. It's a celebration. I hope so. Yeah, my sister, she had to stop doing that because of the insurance rigmarole. I'm glad that it's working out for you, because migraines suck. Let's see. Check Your Logic says, couple of the year, Satsu and Squishy.
Yay!
Aww, screw the royal wedding. Satsu's marriage was my royal wedding. Oh,
that's awesome. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
What else?
Which I thought was impossible. What's going on here?
So let's see. Sylvanus says, hi guys. Hi, Sylvanus.
Hey girl.
Oh, Angela Arriaga's bragging about her Myers-Briggs score. Or Briggs score. She's an INFP. I still don't have really a clue what all that's supposed to mean. I think I took that test once or twice in the past, and I got a different result each time, so I didn't really know what that's supposed to mean in the long run.
Oh, the personality test?
Yeah, I swear I got something like they give you that title at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was, what was I, the negotiator or something? I was Kevin Spacey, I guess. Not like that Kevin Spacey, but I forget what it was. It was something it sounded very diplomatic. Whatever the phrase was, that's what I got on one of them. And then I got some other thing that was like a problem solver thing. Or I don't know. So I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Do you guys know what your personality archetype is?
Absolutely.
I've never took that. I thought of doing a live stream for it.
There you go. That's true.
I've taken it both at work and at home, and mine matched up, and I can't remember what it was, but yeah, it actually described my personality pretty well. They're a little bit like a horoscope.
I was about to say, the reason I didn't trust it is because I got two different things, two different times, and they both sounded reasonable, and it felt like I was reading a horoscope. Yeah.
But unlike a horoscope, if you go and read like the polar opposite, because each of these has a polar opposite.
Mm-hmm.
The polar opposite doesn't describe me even close.
Okay.
I hate using this word, but it's kind of a spectrum.
Oh,
yeah, I know. And if you look at it, that's how it goes, and it's a spectrum of personalities. And I like the test. I think some companies put a little bit too much emphasis on what it means, as do some people. But it's an interesting way to look at yourself, I think.
Do companies use that as some kind of filtering mechanism?
Yes.
Oh,
well, not necessarily as a filtering mechanism, but as a way to filter people where they might be better roles. Okay. Does that make sense? Like
it's a sorting hat.
Kind of, yeah. Like, you know what? You would make a pretty good manager. You probably shouldn't talk to people, you know?
We're going to put you in the basement with a stapler. How's that sound?
There is some merit to knowing who you are and playing to your strengths. So in that regard, I think it really is a Good. And it's better than most personality tests, which are just like, well, you're outgoing. Of course I know I'm outgoing. Fuck off. That tells me nothing.
Well, if my test said you're outgoing, I'd be like, you're stupid. Bye. Let's see. Shiogura says they forgot something in YouTube Rewind, the YouTube shooting. Oh, well, they forgot a lot of things in YouTube Rewind. Somebody, I forget who it was. I saw somebody had listed off like each of the people or groups that were showcased in there, and I think they put by it like something significant, like this is the last time they actually posted a video, and it was like a year ago or something. And does Will Smith actually manage his own YouTube channel and that kind of stuff all the way down the list? And I was just like, wow, are we? They should have, I don't know, some kind of showcase for minor creators out there who aren't millions of subscribers.
You know what's really funny? PewDiePie made a video recently where he was talking about the whole subscribe to PewDiePie meme and how even he is getting sick of it. He's just like, I didn't think it was going to really go this far, but we preemptively did a video to prepare for when T-Series passes us up because we thought it would be hilarious. And we can't do it because you people won't stop fucking subscribing to me. So I can't release this video. And he was like, it's getting kind of out of hand. There's so many celebrities and all types of shit jumping on that I did not expect to. But he said, in light of the fact that I feel like this is taking attention away from people who should be getting attention, he did a couple shout outs. And like clockwork, immediately after that video came out, there was hit pieces about the disgusting people who PewDiePie promoted. PewDiePie's promoting anti-Semites and these yes. And I'm just like, God damn, dude, you can't win. You just can't win.
Would you want a shout out from PewDiePie?
Hell yes.
Hell yeah. I don't care what kind of fucking drama comes with it. I take the subscribers.
Fuck yeah.
Let's see. Cynical Lindsay says the dislike to like ratio on the YouTube Rewind though. Oh yeah, like 2 million to 7.8 million or something. Last I saw, it's probably bigger now. Cryptic, thank you. I hate pigs who drive. They hog the road. I think Cryptic doesn't put many jokes on my nights because he thinks I'm enough of a joke. That's my theory. That's my theory. Let's see. Angela's asking about my so-called life. I used to love my so-called life. Jordan Catalano, Brian Krakow, and Ray, was it Raylene or whatever, with the legs. And the actress who played her, she went off and married some Duke of something off in Britain. Now she's like a duchess in real life or something. It's kooky. And Claire Danes, of course, she actually had a career after, what was that movie, Home for the Holidays or whatever it was? Or whatever that one movie was.
Wait a minute. Is that true?
What's that?
Bunty King got...
yeah.
He got locked for a tweet that says, at Keemstar, show us your juicy dick, Keemstar.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. You got booted.
Real quick. Thank you, Cryptic. Nah, I just got home one of them nights. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm joking aside, which I know is difficult to do here. Sorry you had one of those nights. That's not fun. Hope it improves.
Hope it improves.
That was an interesting intonation. Peter says, I left a comment in that video. I said you forgot Ranting Monkey in your shout out list. I was comment number 78,026 or something. I'm sure he'll see it though.
Oh, thank you, Peter.
Cynical says Jared Leto before he turned into a complete douche. Yeah. Jordan Catalano from My So-Called Life.
Wait a minute.
I never watched that. I was past my...
So, Peter, you put Monkey out there who doesn't have the gaming channel, but not me. The fuck?
Angela
says, when I blow up, we all blow up. It's a team effort.
That's true. Yeah, well, see, if he calls out one of us, then that person then calls out each of the other two.
Indeed.
And there will be a sort of cascade effect, purportedly.
And in all fairness, I'm the biggest whore.
That's true.
Wait. Oh, okay. Yes, you are. Angela says, in high school, I was kind of a cross between Rayanne Graff and Brian Krakow. If you can imagine that, Scribe like. A nerdy, gothy pseudo slut. Okay, I think we would have gotten along. Let's see. Pyrus says, "Did you guys see the new Godzilla trailer? And if so, what did you think about it? It looks like a giant cartoon.
Meh.
I would rather they were actually doing guys in rubber suits. Honestly, I think that would be much more entertaining than just looking at them going like, okay, it's a very well produced cartoon.
Can we talk about how graciously Scribe just gave up his title as biggest whore?
No,
no. Fuck. See,
you have a super chat.
I know. I was about to get to it, but Satsu had to interrupt with the whole horror thing. Thank you, Cryptic. I was in a plane. Everybody had depression.
I like that one, Cryptic. That's good.
Let's see. Check your logic. Fun fact, I always wore ties in grades 8 and 9. Okay, was it a private school or something? Let's see. What do we got? We got 5-minute warning, guys. If you have any questions or anything else. Hypnagogamux, any thoughts on Strasbourg? The shooting. Yeah, so there was
in France?
Yeah, there was a shooting. Did they catch the guy? Because last I heard, he had shot and killed 3 people and injured 12. Let's see if there's an update on that. Strasbourg shooting. Gunman still at large after 3 killed and 12 injured. The gunman, known to security services, is on the run as being hunted by police. He fought twice with our security forces, said the Interior Minister. The shooting happened close to a Christmas market near one of the central squares. You know, honestly, I was when I first saw that there was some kind of attack in France, I thought it was going to be another truck attack.
Right.
Given what happened a couple of years ago. Thank you, Toast Network. Does Ranting Monkey and Satsu hate me?
To be fair, I hate most people, but no, not you personally.
No, I think you're a little what's the word? Overbearing at times. I don't hate you.
But he's an elephant.
Ha!
Want. Did we talk about Strasbourg? No, we didn't talk about Strasbourg. I forgot to put that up. I should have probably done that. Yeah, so that whatever's going on there, the shooter's still at large, but at least they know who it is. They know who they're looking for, which is an advantage to an extent. But let's see. Frosted Glass says Godzilla couldn't look like a cartoon more than Aquaman, though, right? Well, I mean, I don't know. At least Aquaman seems to be, not taking itself too seriously. But Godzilla, like I say, I'd honestly rather see a really well-produced Godzilla movie with somebody in a rubber suit. If they actually did it like the Toho guys did it last. You have a rubber suit, but you have some enhancement with CGI, but it's still a guy in a rubber suit. That'd be great.
I don't think Aquaman looks like a cartoon. I think it looks like emo porn.
Really? How do you figure it's as bright and colorful as you can imagine? How's it emo porn?
That dude has on more eyeliner than every woman who will watch it combined.
Well, he's always selling he's in the Game of Thrones look the whole time. Yeah.
He's in all black with his little scepter, and no, that is some emo porn.
Oh, he puts on the orange and green suit eventually. He actually wears the Aquaman suit. They made it look almost passingly cool looking for when they armored it up and made it all like scale armor and stuff. It looks kind of cool. It still doesn't sell me on actually wanting to go see the movie though, because it's Aquaman and the DC EU is falling apart at the seams. So, the Superman's not Superman anymore and Batman's not Batman anymore. So. Jay Brown says, good night, everyone. Thanks again, Diesel Dave, for the shout out, Serenity Lotus for the new sub, and Scribelight for the retweet. You are welcome, Jay Brown. Good luck on your stream. Grisella says, I would pay to see people dressed as Godzilla and Barney and fight it out. LOL. Oh, man.
Barney v. Godzilla.
Barney v. Godzilla. Dawn of, I was going to say something.
Nightmares.
No, I was going to say, let's see, fuck, I had a joke and it disappeared.
Dude, anyway. I am I'm dying to see that super de-duper beam. That's just gonna be.
That goes up into space. The blue light that goes up into space because Godzilla can shoot people in space. Yeah. Well, by the time I finish this, we'll be at the end of the show. So, guys, everyone, thank you for joining us as you always do. You guys are the fourth Lord of the Night collectively. Because without you, literally half of our show, would not work. So thank you so much. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things, even though our audience is the best behaved on the internet insofar as streaming goes. Couldn't say much about, other things. Everyone who donated, bad jokes or otherwise, thank you so much for your generosity. I do appreciate it very much. And remember, guys, tomorrow night, per usual, will be on Monkey's channel. Same Lords of the Night time. Not the same channel as this. And I think, is there anything else to plug before we sign off? You guys aren't streaming tonight, but you are tomorrow.
Not streaming tonight, no.
Tomorrow.
Right. Okay. Well then, be sure to remember, guys. Be sure to check and make sure you're still subscribed to us. You still hit the little bell button, following us on Twitter, because, like we say, YouTube is not very supportive of these smaller content creators, and we have been having reports of people being unsubscribed and not getting notifications. So please do that. Otherwise, everyone, thank you for joining us. Monkey Satsu, thank you for joining me as you always do.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Cauliflower.
If you said that random word just because you're trying to make me make that the secret word, you succeeded. Today's secret word is cauliflower.
I win.
Yeah. Revel in it while you can.